Remembering numbers is easy if you have the right mnemonic techniques or tricks. So let's do it! Stick with me on this because I guarantee by the end of the video this will all make sense. So first of all, we're going to convert individual numbers into letters. So number one is going to be a T or a D. The reason we've got one vertical line and a T. And the reason we're going to use a D or a T is because the way we're going to use this mnemonic technique is on how words and letters sound, not on how they're necessarily spelt. So for example, 10 and den have both got that percussive d, t or d kind of sound. So we're going to use a T or a D for number one. Number two is going to be represented by an N. And the reason that we're going to use an N is we have two vertical downstrokes or upstrokes. Number three is going to be represented by an M. We have 1, 2, 3 vertical lines. Number four is going to be represented by an R. And the reason we're going to use an R is on a capital R, if you draw it in straight lines, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number five is represented by an L, and the reason we use an L is because if you imagine a policeman stopping the traffic, we have an L shape here, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fingers, L. Number six is represented by a J, or a CH sound. As I said, we concentrate on the sound, not the spelling. So jaw, chaw have a similar kind of sound to them. 7 is represented by a K or a hard C. 8 is represented by an F. 9 is represented by a P or a B. And 0 is represented by an S or a Z. So we have T, 1 vertical, 2 to N, 2 verticals, 3 M, 3 verticals, 4, 4, 5, 5 fingers, 6 J, which is a J, could be a back to front 6, K or hard C for 7, 8 curly like an F, 9 is like a back to front P, hence the 9, and 0 is S or Z. So how do we use this technique to remember numbers? Well, let me show you. So here I have a table with the numbers and then the letters that correspond to those numbers. So let's just write out a random number and work out how we would use this mnemonic technique to remember it. So we'll pick 2, 7, 5, 6, 8, 9. So if we look here, we have an N, a K or a C, an L, a 6 which would be a J or a CH, an 8 which would be an F, and a P or B. Okay, so we need to create a word or a couple of words that use this sequence of letters. So N, K and L. So we can have nickel because vowels aren't included in here. So nickel, 3275. Next we have 6, 8, 9. So chaff, my dog's getting a bit excited like that. And then we just need a P or a B. So we could just use P. So I've gone ahead and created some other mnemonics for this set of numbers. So you could have Nike, Lou, Jaw, Fob, Nick, Luge, Fib, Neck, Lychee, Fab. So, or any combination of these. So to create a mnemonic for it, if you imagine you've got a friend called Nick, for example, Nick riding the luge, and while he's riding down he's telling lies, he's telling fibs. So we've got the 2, which is the N, ignore the I, then we've got the K sound. So because we're working on sounds and not letters, Nick, that K will just be one letter. So Nick, then we've got the luge, which is the 5, J is the sound here, and F, fib. So there's the number there. So if you needed to remember 275, 689, so you could imagine, as I say, your friend Nick on the luge telling a fib. The luge, although it's a G, it has the same sound as a J in this instance, luge. If it's a hard G, like gate, then you would put it in as here. If it's a hard G, G, K, any sound like that, J, luge, J, any sound like that will be in here. So nickel, chafe, P. So you can imagine a nickel coin chafing a P in your pocket or something like that. And you can make them as outrageous as you want to. Neck, lychee, fab, or neck, lychee, fob, whatever. So you could have a neck with a big lychee fob hanging off it that you might use to do something with, I don't know. So you just create something weird that is memorable. That's how you remember that. So if you wanted to create a longer number, or you wanted to remember a phone number, you use the same technique. So let's have a look at another number. We'll just put in a random phone number and I'll show you how to remember those. So I've just picked a random number, I've just made this up. If this is your telephone number, I do apologise. If you get loads of random calls, don't have a go at me, I just made this up, alright? So let's have a look at these. So we've got So, what can we do with this? Let's have a look. So, SKK, so we've got sock. Okay. K and J, or a K sound and a J sound. What about cage? Sock cage. Okay. Then we've got a 2, or so we say an N and an R. Near. Then we've got double F. So what words can we think of with 2 F's in it? Faff. 5. Because V and F sound very similar, so you can use a V. So sock cage, near, 5. Pope, covers off this P and this P. Sock cage, near, 5, Pope. Then we've got 1 P or B to use. So any word for that. Pope, B. Okay, so you can imagine a cage. With a sock in it, and it's near 5 popes, or you can imagine a pope with number 5 on his chest. Maybe he plays for your favourite football team as number 5, whatever. Near 5 pope, and he's being chased by a great big B. Okay, so sock cage, near, 5 Pope, B. Now that is just one example of how you could remember that phone number. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's an 11-digit number that you can remember with just one little mnemonic image. So anyway, that is how you remember numbers. So remember, vowels don't count. So A, E, I, O, U, they don't count. It's about how the letters and words sound, not how they're spelt. So double T, so for example, batter, B-A-T-T-E-R, you'd only count the T as 1 because it's the sound T. And then we have other letters that are the same, so J and CH, F, V, T, D, G, if it's a hard G, will be the same as a K or a hard C. So those are the rules. I should have put in here V as well. So 1, TD, 2, N, 3, M, 4, R, 5, L, 6, J, CH or soft G, 7, hard K, hard C, 8, F or V, 9, P or B, and 0, S or Z.